All right. Hello, guys. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing well. Um, I, I, we are going to continue today with our class. All right. This is a continuation of the last class that we had on solving multiplication and division equations. Okay. So we will just do one more example, and we will kind of discuss a little bit on our program. Okay, so let's just go quickly. I think this video is not going to be that quite lengthy. It might be just about 10 minutes. Okay, all right. Hope you're doing fine. Hope you're doing great, and hope you're taking all the measures to protect yourselves, okay, and your family too. All right. And while at home, spend some time to go over your work, okay, go over your books, okay, solve all the possible questions that you can. We are, I think we are done with chapter 7. So we are going to be entering chapter 8 right now, just after this, after we solve this last example. So during our Zoom class, we will kind of go through any other question that you find a little bit difficult to do, okay, by yourself, all right? So, but you just do all that which you can, all right? And try to solve as much as you can. You know, the more you solve, the more easier it's going to be, all right? Okay, let's just look at the last example, okay, on the multiplication and division equations, okay? All right. Slide. Okay. Okay, so we ended here, right? We solved this particular problem, and we said since this was a division here, so we had to do the opposite of division, right? The opposite of division, which is multiplication. And remember, whatever thing we do on one side, we have to do it on the other side, okay? So here we had to multiply this equation by 4, right? Multiply by 4 such that we have the variable here all by itself, because these 4 will cancel out with this 4, right? The both of them will cancel out. And it'll be 4 divided by 4, which is going to be 1, right? And the variable is going to stay here all by itself, okay? So x is equal to 48, right? So we have minus 12 times 4, right? Okay. Good. And then we move now to the next one. So we solve 2x over 3, 2x over 3. Now, what do we do? The first thing we have to do, we know in our mind that, okay, this is a bridge, right? We have our little stream flowing here. Remember that, right? Okay, so these are two sides of the equations, right? So what do we do? How do we make sure that x stays alone on one side? X, the variable, how do we make sure it stays alone, right, on one side? Excuse me, take the video off. Okay, good. So how do we make sure x stays alone on one side and all the other components go on the other side? I give you a minute. Okay, so the first thing we're going to clear the fraction, multiply both sides by 3, right? Since we are having a divided by 3 here, all of this divided by 3, here. So we are going to multiply both sides by 3, right? Multiply both sides of the equation, right? Multiply both sides of the equation by 3, okay? So if we do that, so we put times 3 here and the times 3 here. So these 3 will cancel out with this, okay? So the 3 divided by 3 here, okay? Remember, this is a dot here, and the dot stands for a multiplication, right? The dot stands for a multiplication. So it will be 3 divided by 3, okay? Conversely, 3 divided by 3, and which will leave us with 2x. And here 18 times 3, right? 18 times 3, 54, right? So we are having 2x equal to 54. Now, we want to take away the 2 such that x is going to stay alone by itself, okay? What do we do? Remember, these two are bind together by multiplication, right? is multiplication. So what do we do? The opposite of multiplication is division, right? The opposite of multiplication is division. So we are going to divide by 2, okay? And remember the golden rule, both sides of the equation always need to be balanced. So whatever thing you do on one side, okay, whatever thing you do here, you must also do it on the other side of the equation, all right? Okay, so we are going to like divide both sides by 2. If we do that, these 2, it will be 2 divided by 2, which will give us 1, and x is going to stay here by itself. Okay, so the variable will be equal to 54 divided by 2, which is 27. Okay, so we can check our answers by putting 27 back in here. Okay, and do the calculation all over if it's going to give us 18 or not. So 27, 2 times 27 divided by 3, right? If we do that, we are going to have it as such. And 2 times 27 divided by 3 is equal to 18, right? So that's how we check. Always try to check if your answer is right, okay? To make sure that you get all the points in the equation. And you can look here on the working, right? Make sure you show all the different steps, you know, when you are writing when you are doing equations, right? Show all the different steps on solving it, okay? All right, so here we have a little equation here to do, right? So just take a look at it and let us try to discuss about it. We have 3b over 5 equal to minus 12. What do you think can be the answer? Or what is going to be our first move? Our first move, okay, if you have thought about it, then the first move is going to be to take away the 5, right? To take away the 5 because we want to keep b, the variable, all by itself on one side, okay? We'll take away the 5. And since the 5 is dividing all of this, and the opposite of division is multiplication, so we will multiply both sides by 5, right? Multiply both sides by 5. And the next step will be to divide. We would divide both sides by 3, right? Multiply both sides by 5, then we divide both sides by 3. Yeah. So you check. The answer is 5, right? The answer is 5. Okay. So that is it for multiplication and division equations, right? So we will leave it as such. This is one other question. You can attempt it for yourself. Sorry, you can attempt that for yourself, okay? And check and see if you got the right answer or if you could arrive at the right answer, because the answer is b equal to 14. So you check and see if you could arrive at the right answer, okay? So you can try and solve that by yourself. And there in the book, right? In the book we have some series of questions, okay? You just go ahead and see how you can solve as much as you can, all right? Solve as much as you can, all right? So I'll be seeing you maybe in the Zoom class. If you have any further questions, we'll look at it during our Zoom class, all right? And we'll try to work on the book too, okay? Yeah, during our Zoom class, all right? So you take good care of yourself. We might be looking at some further equations, right? How to solve some other equations in our next class, because I really want us to get good hold of the equations, because we are going to use it more and more in solving a lot of maths problems are based on, they are written by equations, right? So we are going to look at more of that equations, okay? So you take good care of yourself. I'll see you hopefully in February. But for now, we will continue to study like this, okay? So you take good care of yourself and make sure you stay safe, all right? Okay? See you in the next video, all right? Peace. All right.